Hello, Internet. Grab a pen and a pad of paper and take notes because we're going to teach you how to bring back a dead departed one. All you need is 1, a 10-year-old boy with a shaved head, 2, a crazy mother, and 3, a grapefruit.
And a camcorder. Who are you?
Mi nombre es Dr. Paul.
I don't know Spanish, but I'm Diet Dr. Paul.
And together we are
Rotten Potatoes.
Rotten Potatoes, father, son, boomer, millennial. Same shtick. We talk about movies, all kinds of movies, genre movies, comic book movies, horror movies, silent films, models, special effects, faith. Father, son, just how we talk, the same way you do. And we got
With words.
Yes.
And we got a banger for you today.
Oh, it is a bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Well, at least after the first third of the movie, at least.
Yes.
According to you.
Well, according to me. So tell them what we're watching.
Well, better late than never. We're finally getting around to discussing what some people have called the best horror movie of 2025, and that is Bring Her Back.
An A24 film.
A24, yes.
You are enamored
good.
with. Mm-hmm.
They're not perfect, but I do like me some A24.
Yeah. So Bring Her Back, an Australian film. You want to give a synopsis to all your peeps out there?
Yes. So there is a stepbrother and stepsister duo, and their father has died. They don't really say, at least that I picked up, what happens. Just kind of something happens. Their dad dies, and they get sent into a foster system, and this lady has lost her daughter at some point, and something's not right. I don't want to give away too much, but something ain't right with old lady.
Well, I'm so glad you gave us that brief synopsis. Ask him for directions to Walmart. He'll tell you how to build a car.
What was wrong with my synopsis?
Nothing.
You're just talking shit.
I am.
Yeah.
So usually on these hot takes, we talk about the good, the bad, and what our overall verdict is. We haven't talked about this. And obviously he has millennial sensibilities. I have boomer sensibilities.
Like it's a bad thing.
And, well, there's a cure for it. So
I don't own a gun.
Yeah. So let's start off with what is good.
What is good? Well, with the Phillippou brothers, took me a minute to remember their name. The last movie, we were expecting one thing, and this movie is very different from the last movie. It's not the same, and that's a good thing, because a lot of times...
the last movie was?
Talk to Me.
What?
One with the hand.
What?
Talk to Me.
I am
Talk to me, boy. You're trying to do this little funny shtick.
I'm talking
Put
to
your
you.
shtick away.
What was their movie name?
The film is titled Talk to Me.
I am talking to you. Are you going to answer my question? This is the kind of solid gold comedy you can expect on this channel.
Every single person is gone.
Every single week.
They're all turned away. We might as well just...
click, click, click.
We could just talk about whatever we want. The Middle East, gas prices.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's different than the last film that they did. Very, very different. Stylistically, they have a very gritty tone. But I like that it was very different. So once you get into that sort of mindset and it releases you from the expectation, I think, from Talk to Me. So I think that was a good thing, and it played into their strength. But it has great cinematography. They have a real way with their sound design that it really helps lean into their graphic nature of whatever we're looking at. I don't know. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Coen brothers in a way. They just have this knack for their filmmaking, their particular filmmaking style. And it was highly enjoyable, gritty horror thriller, but not, I don't know what kind of horror movie I would call it. It's hard to wrap your head around this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What did you think?
Well, I like we said this before, that when in the U.S. we grew up in movies that are shot predominantly in New York or Los Angeles or places that are designed to look like New York or Los Angeles, some Chicago kind of stuff. And this is a South Australian film, which just it looks different. The
Hmm.
the the architecture looks different. I
Very
mean everything,
much.
and so it really I like that sort of Aussie sensibility, and I watch a lot of Australian media, so I like that about it. The performances on this thing are really just absolutely amazing. The
Considering that most of the cast is children too.
Yes, the Billy Barat, Sally Hawkins, and the Sora Wong. That's the mother and the two kids. Really, just phenomenal performances. And kids, just really kind of difficult. And the little girl is sight impaired, and I guess she really isn't sight impaired in real life. So, um,
Either that or she's one hell of a method actor.
oh no, yeah. The internet just canceled you. So the performances were great. I agree with you about this. The cinematography was wonderful. It is unpredictable.
Hmm.
It is one of these movies that I would put in this category. It's and I call them dreadful films. And by dreadful, I mean there's a sense of dread that you get early on that just gradually sort of ramps up, and you just are waiting for a plane to fall out of the sky and crash into the house or something. It is this foreboding sense of doom, and they play that tension and they play it to the hilt kind of stuff. So it really is. It is a slow burn, but once it heats up, strap yourself into that roller coaster because it will take you for a ride.
It reminded me instantaneously from the opening frame of Surreal, or the Surrender, not the Surreal, the Surrender, because of the chalk, but also for another reason, because it just drops you in the middle of the story. It doesn't really tell you a lot about what's happening in the whole lore of, spoiler alert, her daughter, the woman, Sally Hawkins' character's daughter's dead, and she did some sort of ritual to try to bring her daughter back using this boy that she kidnapped. And but the crazy thing is it's all through this VHS tape. So she's like, if something happens that has messed with her ritual in a way, she's got to run to this VHS tape and like scour it for like, how do I fix it? Which is just this so interesting of a way to do it. I never in a million years would have thought that.
No.
And I can just picture. I wish would have seen these guys like talk to each other, like see them acting with one another in real life, because you could tell they have a passion for filmmaking. So I can just picture these two brothers literally just like throwing ideas off of one another and coming up with the most insane, over the top. Like, where did they come up with one of the things in this film which just blows my mind? I don't want to spoil that part in particular, but there's one little thing in this movie that is so creative, and it's like, who would have ever come up with that? That's how you get your possession done, is they got to do that. Who would have ever thought that?
Yeah.
Not me.
You connected the dots to this in Surrender, and I was struggling during the movie to try to remember the name of the film because it's exactly the same thing. And my question for you young people, because I'm starting to sense a pattern, is that y'all don't want to die. And I obviously I get that, but it's this whole sense that we can't let go of the people we've lost in our lives to the point where we will put ourselves or our other family members through a complete hell to try to recapture those moments. And that to me is really kind of sad, you know?
That's another thing about this movie is on top of the scary, at dread horror aspect, it's a poignant, sad film, and that like you have this antagonist character esque person, but really when you boil it down to the essence of her and like her motivations, she's not a bad person. She's lost, she's broken,
Yes.
but she's not a bad person, and
Yes.
that's really what they kind of like boil it down to at the end. It doesn't mean anything
Right.
that's done throughout the course of the film
Right.
is right or wrong.
Even though she leaves a trail of bodies behind her, she's basically a good
She's
person.
a good person. It's in here what matters,
Yes.
not outside.
So what's the bad?
The bad is It's a little long, I think. They could probably done with, and I think some of it is the setup at the beginning. You got to kind of understand what's going on before they really drive it home. So that first third, like you did say, it does drag just a teeny tiny bit. Um, what else? Let me think. You go while I think about this a
Well,
little
I
bit.
think I mentioned while the movie, the first act, I do think
Mhm.
was a little bit too much um, form over substance, and it's things that they were doing in the shots, the sound design, and
Yes.
stuff that just it's like, look at me, I'm showing off now.
Why do we? Yes. Why do we need to do that now? Right. We
Yeah,
we could have went with a little bit more of like a demure, like
yeah,
tone it down a little bit at the ending. So then when you ramp it up at the ending,
yeah.
it feels more
Set up the
powerful,
cameras, hit your mark, say your lines, let the story do the talking
and
for
then
you.
slowly turn that
Yeah,
up.
instead of
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that
yeah,
would have made those dreadful points in the film more dreadful, because that's the one thing that you could say about this movie is there's like a baseline of dread through the whole thing and it never deviates from that. So it doesn't when we go above it, it just doesn't feel as dreadful as if we're coming from a baseline that's a little bit lower. I get what you're saying
yeah.
though. I like
There
that.
was a couple points in the movie too where it was a matter of like it was illogical and I had to suspend disbelief. There's a huge, massive fight argument where it's practically destroys this entire house,
Hmm.
and then the mother is sweeping things up with a broom because somebody from DSS, Department of Social Security Services, are going to come and check on her. And I thought it would take me 6 hours to clean that up,
Oh, yeah,
kind of
because
stuff.
basically what in essence is there's this kid that's just been in her house destroying it for an entire day.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a little mess. The kid's like chewing on the table and stuff. It
Hmm.
was there's no logical way you walk into that house
Yeah.
because with a mess like that, there's going to be a smell as well.
Yeah, there's a swimming pool. Then it's much to do about rain and how long. It just didn't. It seemed like that water filled the empty in-ground pool a whole lot quicker than I would have thought. And those are minor little, uh, you know, nitpicks kind of stuff. Um, but other than that, I mean, the first third, I was ready to say, you know what, I do not like it, and I don't like them. I especially don't like this message that is in it, and this is more of a faith thing for me, is that we are looking for ways to undo death, and we're looking for ways to sort of connect with the afterlife, and I think that's a dangerous assumption, and it certainly violates the tenets of my faith, kind of thing. But by the second and third act, I treated it like a straight horror film and started and really enjoyed the performances and the music and the editing. And I thought, you know what, this is very, very surprising. And we always say horror movies are usually really good or really bad, and this one is so surprising and unusual that it's just kind of. Did the directors also write it? Do you know?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe they're writer directors and
yeah,
did their own little thing. But I agree with everything you said. I think a lot of the times with horror movies, the ending is also very, very hit or miss. And so many good horror movies have been ruined by terrible endings. And this movie doesn't fall prey into that. And I think that's because it has a message of something to say. And, it may not be the most endearing message, but it has something to say. And I think when you have a movie with a message, you're less likely to fall prey to those sort of elements or trappings of a movie that make it hackneyed and trite and
hmm,
just doing things for the sake of doing things that have a purpose.
right. I think the moral to the story for me, or the thing that's like the takeaway, the therefore moment, is surround yourself with the people that you love, your family, your friends, whatever. Spend time, enjoy that. Don't waste a second of that. Treat every day as if it was the last day that you would have for them, and so really just sort of drink deep of those relationships. Hug your mom, hug your dad, your kids, that kind of stuff. So you don't have to sort of do that work when they're gone. You'll be able to look back and the mother in the car when they came from the dad's funeral, she says, funerals aren't supposed to be sad. They're supposed to be celebrations. And in some case, I think that's true. But it's easier to celebrate if you have a relationship that's endearing with the people that are in your life. So if you haven't talked to your dad for a while, your mom and something like that, maybe it's time to bury the hatchet. And I don't mean that literally, but sort of reach out and touch the ones that you
Who would have
love.
thought that this movie would bring families together?
Isn't it something? Yeah. So verdict.
The verdict.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me go first. I still don't know that I like it better than The Ugly Stepsister, but I think I like it better than Sinners. So I got to give it a better score than Sinners. So I have to give it like at least like a 9 out of 10.
Do you like it better than Final Destination Bloodline?
Final Destination Bloodline was such a fun movie. And I got to say this is a better movie just because the ending is better. It's a better film from a technical standpoint, but I might say that Bloodlines is a more fun movie. You might have more entertainment value in Bloodlines.
Okay. And therefore you're
It's a 9 out of 10.
Okay. I've decided, and I decided it today, just as we're sitting here, that I'm going to be a whole lot more discerning in my scores from now on. And I'm essentially going to take whatever my number is, I'm going to divide it in half. And I say, and so it's easier to sort of put things in perspective when you're talking about maybe a 5-point scale versus a 10-point scale. And so because of that, I'm giving it 7.
Okay.
Yep, 7.
So your scores, in essence, are going to start being a lot lower.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? And it would not have surprised me at all if this was a M. Night film.
It's a little too gnarly to be M.
That's
Night.
true.
But I could see like the whole like lore aspect of it. I could see him getting into that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it would probably, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't has been as visceral because this is really
string cheese.
This is Night of the Living Dead in color.
Yeah, this is probably not the best movie to eat and watch.
I noticed a couple times I looked over at you when you were eating and you looked down kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I was prepared.
And then you looked up when the scene was over kind of stuff. And I thought, the kid has some sensibilities. I've never seen you do that before.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to eat.
Okay.
Trying to eat my taco.
Yeah. But what do you think?
It's available now for streaming, so you can watch it too.
Yes, it is, and it's worth it really is.
It's only $9.99, I think, too.
Yeah, if you're a horror fan, then it's definitely something that I think you should check out. And these two, the directors, I think they got a career in front of them.
They're talented at what they do. That's for sure.
The cast are just, I cannot say enough about
very
every
believable.
Single one of
very
those.
Believable.
Yeah,
which is not always the case with young actors.
No, so, but. You always hold your hand up and you do this thing here.
Point.
Like us, subscribe us.
I'm pointing.
Okay. All right. No, it's a little bit to the left. A little bit to the left. My left. This way, your arm, doofus. Your arm, not your finger. Okay. See, isn't he special? Let us know what you think. Are we all wet? Did you enjoy it? Did it? And especially people that saw Surrender 2. That would make a double feature, the two of those.
I'd be too out of it after that. My soul would be just empty.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. Or Heredity in some ways.
That's another one that would just be like soul sucking.
Yeah. So we all gonna die. Okay. Yeah, get ready so you don't have to be ready. It's the other way around, isn't it?
Get ready so you don't have to be ready.
Stay ready
so you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Can I
You just did it.
Can you edit it so I don't look stupid?
We already did. No. I'm not editing anything ever again.
Oh my goodness. All right. So every single week a new episode.
Unfortunate.
And every single day on Tic Tac with this guy here.
And
Diet
twice
Dr.
on
Paul,
Sundays.
With hundreds of thousands of views kind of stuff. So I guess
some people even have eyeballs.
The internet has voted and you're up and I'm get rid of the old man. All right.
Yeah, not happening.
Okay.
We'll see you at the movies.
Yeah.
Kill me.